Hi my crafty creatures, and thank you for tuning into this video. In this video, I kind of wanted to take you guys along the process of me creating a bra for myself. And I've made a bra in the past, but I want to do something a bit different. And I want to make sure that this bra has the right sizing for me, the right shape, and the right feel of what I want for my bra. And in the past, I've noticed that all the bras that I've bought have had way too much coverage for me, and I want it to be a little more low cut and a little more shapely. But hopefully you guys will enjoy this video and like the process of me going through every step to get there. So if you want to see what I do, stay tuned to the video. Thank you. So I wanted to give you a little more detail on this part, but I forgot to hit record while I was doing this whole process. But basically what I'm doing here is getting measurements from my chest and transferring them onto this paper. And then I'm connecting the dots so that I get a rough pattern that I can kind of base everything off of. And I'm doing this for all the pieces that I need. I'm starting off with 3 because I know the strap is going to be relatively easy as far as the sizing that I want for it. But I wanted to kind of show you guys that little process. Unfortunately, I just didn't have my mic on for that, so I couldn't tell you exactly every little step and what exactly I'm doing here. But this is just the gist of it, and eventually I'll just go back and do another video showing you guys like all the little steps that I did to kind of get the base for this. But for now, I'll just have this here for you guys. Here I have a little bit of a performance fabric that I had left over from another project that I had. So I'm going to use this to cut out my pattern pieces so that we can get our first iteration of the pattern and see where we need to make adjustments at. Now that I have all the pieces cut out, I'm serging all the pieces together, and this is going to be the main front and side, and then the waistband pieces that I'm going to be doing all together. And then we're going to check to see where we're at as far as the way things are matching up. Alright guys, so I've sewn it all together, and here's where we are at now. And there's some things I need to adjust. So for the back, it definitely needs to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to probably just take a 1/4 inch off of all the seams, and I'm hoping that'll be enough once it's all added up together. And that'll shrink down this waistband part. So for this part here, the problem I'm having is this part right here is just a little bit wider than I would want it to be, but I think this comes up to the right point. So I'm probably going to bring, instead of coming to a point here, we are going to bring it over here some and then scoop it down. So we'll have a steeper scoop, and the height I think I still like, and I think that's it. So I'm going to transfer all of this back onto my pattern pieces, and then hopefully we'll have a better version. So we'll do this one more time, and hopefully that'll be everything I need. So here's a little bit of a comparison of the two pieces. So here I ended up having to take this back down so that when these two pieces lined up, they created more of a straight line than what I was getting before, which was like a peak. And I added a dart in there. With that, I didn't add extra fabric. I'm just taking away some of the fabric. And I added less of a scoop here, and I added this little tab so that I can put straps in. And all of these pieces, I think I'll end up doing like 2 cutouts with the final one. And then with this waistband, all I did was take the 1/2 inch off of it and the rest of them I took 1/4 inch, so they're a little bit smaller. Well, actually, I didn't even take any off of that one, but I did on this one. Oh, that's what I did. I took it off of these first. So I marked it off of these, and then I traced the new patterns with these. So let's do another mock-up and see how that goes compared to the last one. All right, so here is where we're at now. So I think everything's pretty much good. I think I might have to go a little bit wider with this part, but it's covering the way I want it to. And I'll probably add a little bit of seam allowance for the top so that everything fits. Okay, and then this line goes smoothly. And then the only thing I had an issue with is I didn't take enough out for the waistband. And I think what I'm going to have to do is just make the back shorter than the front. And that should give me what I need. I think I need to take another inch off of the back so that it can sit up a little bit higher, more like this. And then it's just the straps that we need to get. And I think we're good. See, I might bring this up just ever so slightly, or I might leave it the same. I'm not quite sure, but I think, yeah, I think we got it. I don't know, I feel like this part right here seems a little weird. I think there's something going on with the way this is done. So I need to figure out how to adjust that, because I need ever so slightest less amount of fabric there to help smooth that out. Because if I pull it here, it gaps here, and if I pull it here, it really gaps there. All right, so I guess I gotta figure out what to do there. I guess I gotta pinch and then connect that curve. We'll see. Oh, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I was able to get the patterns to where I think they'll be the best. So I wanted to kind of show you. So for this one, I left this side the same. And of course I added the dart in there. I did a little bit more of a curve here. And then for this piece here, what I did is I took this slant that was here and made it a little more shallow. So like this is where it was before, and then this is where it is now. So I made sure I lined everything back up, and then this piece I just shortened so that it's about the same width as this. This one actually comes up just a little bit shorter, and then with these added together, they're a bit longer than this one. So there will be a slight stretching once I do the actually sew everything together. But I think this is where I need it to be. And now I just got to measure out how long I want the straps to be and where the placement is on this back piece that I want it to be. For the straps, I cut a piece that was 1.5 inches wide by 17 inches long. And I later had to go back and change this because it was definitely too long in the end. But this is where I started off, and it's better to start with more than it is to not have enough. So I have these loop turners, and it was my first time using this, so I had a little bit of trouble working with it, but I kind of got it. And since I only needed it for 2 strips, it was, or 2 straps, it was fine. But it definitely took some getting used to because I didn't really know where to stick things in at. But I got it together, and now I have some straps that I am going to take over to my other sewing machine and then just sew a top stitch onto it. You might not be able to see it from here, but I am using a twin needle to do the top stitch, and that just gives it a nice clean look. I am starting off by sewing both sides of the band together, and then I'll fold that in half and press everything so that it'll be ready for the next steps. Now I'm going to take the side seams. Now I'm going to take the two side pieces, now I'm going to take the two back pieces and sew them up at the side seams from the front. And then after that, I'm going to sew up the center back seam so that everything can kind of be put together after this point. Now I'm taking some time to pin together the front and back pieces, making sure that I put the straps in there as well, and then figuring out where I need to put the straps on the back and lining those up so that they sit the way I need them to sit. So I put a little pin to hold the strap in place while I sew. I want to make sure that I'm getting it right in the spot it's supposed to be. And then I'm just gonna serge it. And that was mainly just to get the elastic to stay in the spot it needs to be in. I'm gonna take the pin out and start sewing up the side. And I just broke a needle. All right, let me reset that up. All right, so while I was trying to get the needle out, one of them fell in there. So I'm hoping maybe I can use this magnet and get it out. Everything's magnetic in here. Can't see the needle. Maybe I can blow it out. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do this off camera. But once I get it ready, I'll just finish up sewing. All right, so I had a little bit of trouble with the straps because I made them a little too thick for the amount of space that I left. So I had to cut it down a bit, and now it fits good. So I gotta clip the corners so that everything will lay smoothly once I turn it right side out. So. All right, and everything is laying a lot smoother now. Make sure I did the straps correctly, which I did. Yes, I was a little worried that I was not putting that in correctly. All right, now flipping everything right side out. And then I'm going to do a top stitch. I'm going to switch out my twin needle on my other sewing machine to a smaller one. And I'm going to just top stitch everything on the top edge that I just sewed. All right, so I've pinned the waistband or the band to the top of the bra cup. And I am going to sew all the way around and probably leave a little bit of an opening because I'm going to put some elastic in there just to give it some extra stability and hold it in place. All right, left that opening. Now I'll get my elastic. Okay, so I have my piece of elastic and I just measured my right under my bust line, and I cut it to be just like a little bit snug, but not like to the point where I couldn't breathe. So it's just, I pulled it just ever so slightly. And now I'm about to feed it through the waistband. And this is a 3/4 inch elastic. So it's going to fit through that waistband really easily. And I'm just using the bobby pin to feed it through. One of my lights went out. But now I'm just going to sew this across, and then that'll be it. Oh, well, sew this across and then finish up that hole, and then I'll be good to go. All right, so I just had the fun of unpicking a majority of this because I made the straps way too long. So I ended up taking off about 5 inches, so they're about 12 inches long. And now I'm just gonna re-sew everything. And then the last thing I'm gonna do once I finish all of that is just do a top stitch here so that the band just stays going upwards instead of flopping back and forth. But aside from that, I am good to go, and this will be finished, and then I can try it on and show you guys how it turned out. Okay, don't mind me looking a little crazy right now. I have my mic on, but this is the way it came out, and I think everything came out pretty good. There was a step that I realized I missed after I got everything done, and that was the dart that was supposed to be here. But everything else came out pretty good. It fits snugly and it fits me comfortably. I just need to remember to put that dart in there. And I think if I make another one of these, I might add maybe 1/2 inch here just so I have a little bit more leeway in there. But definitely have to have the darts because they're kind of smushing me right now. But other than that, and then maybe adding the 1/2 inch, I think this came out really good. I probably should have did one more like sewing session just to make sure everything was good, but this is how it came out. I made a couple of mistakes here. I forgot the darts, and I made the straps a little too long, and I think what I also need to do is add 1/2 inch just under the cup of the boob, because I feel like it's just not enough space for the band, and everything else turned out okay. It was just those few things that I wasn't really thinking about that kind of made me go through a little more work. But making those adjustments and making sure that I note those for the next time I make one, it will definitely come out completely better than this. But otherwise, I really like the way this came out. It fits me really well, and I do feel comfortable in it. It was just some minor tweaks and minor things that I wasn't really paying attention to that needed to be changed. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.